Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and today we are taking a look at none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of, if not the greatest bodybuilder of all time. 1975, he took the title, defeated Serge Nubret, Lou Ferrigno, food for thought, and then we have Logan Franklin. This is him at the 2021 Arnold's Classics, the Arnold Classic, of course. Arnold was doing the announcing, and it was very interesting. If you were to be watching the Logan Franklin posing routine, and if you're very familiar with Pumping Iron, the docudrama put out in 1977 featuring Arnold, the routine Arnold did at the Olympia was identical to what Logan Franklin did at the Arnold Classics. So I thought, using the pictures that we do have from the 1975 Olympia, I thought we should do a little comparison just because Logan Franklin, I do believe he mimicked, I guess, not a derogatory thing, obviously, he looks up to Arnold to mimic his routine. And you can see, even in the front double bicep here, trying to put the leg out, the same thing Arnold's doing. He's doing a vacuum, which Arnold probably did appreciate. And he probably would have done the same thing Logan was doing. But anyway, Arnold, he looks so much bigger. He looks so much wider in the clavicle. Of course, when you look at the midsections, Logan Franklin, much more gifted in that area. But I do believe that extra mass, extra muscle that Arnold possesses could even get him an edge in this. But guys, we're not judging this. We're just, showing the difference between a 1975 athlete and today's athlete, because they're hitting the poses the exact same way. Go through the poses here. Front lat spread, and this is very, definitely shows the small little wee waistline of Logan Franklin. Much more gifted as far as the structure is concerned. Of course, Arnold was no stranger to gifted athletes. Sergio Oliva. Serge Nubret also, but Sergio Oliva with a very tiny waistline. Just completely perfect physique. But Arnold managed to beat him. Look at the wheels on Logan Franklin in this comparison. I would say he would have an edge as far as the quads are concerned. Probably not the calves, though. Arnold, of course, always talking about his calves. Good upper body here. Speaking of which, go to the side here. Side chest development. Arnold. At the Arnold Classic, he went on and on about the 1970s, the House of Pies, things of that nature. And Cedric McMillan, of course, he was like a child looking up at his star, asking him all these questions. And you seen Dennis James over there and not saying a word. He was probably ticked off. Couldn't get a word in edgewise. Arnold, chest-wise, so much bigger than Logan Franklin. So much bigger than just about anybody. And keep in mind, here in 1975, Arnold might have been 10, 15, up to 20 pounds lighter than he was the year prior, 1974. He was just massive. But anyway, Arnold, little slight in the quad department, at least in this comparison. Here's another form-fitting shot for Arnold. And like I said, guys, watch Logan Franklin. He did an outstanding job of mimicking this posing routine. Of course, he's not mimicking Arnold in the arm department now, is he? With all due respect to Logan Franklin. Hey, look at the bicep peaks on Logan. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But the same could not be said about Arnold. They're a little bit more than not bad. They're colossal. They're huge. My word, Arnold, if he was around nowadays, he would be accused of synthol and probably some sort of, implant. An implant. This is a nice shot here. Logan does not pull it off as well as Arnold. This is 75, but this is at a photo shoot, I do believe, for Arnold. Look at the size of the tricep. And Arnold not known for a big tricep. But evidently, it's massive. It's massive. Just full of striations and cuts. Impressive. A little bit of an Australian accent popped out there. Hey, why not? Why not? Look at the pecs also of Arnold. Just so dominant. So dominant for sure. I would have liked to have seen Arnold in the men's classic physique division. Of course, he'd be a little too heavy, wouldn't he? Another form-fitting pose here. And when you're watching the posing routine, even if you didn't know this, because I'm pretty sure Cedric mentioned it, that Logan was hitting all of the Arnold shots. Even if you didn't realize that, and if you were an avid fan of Pumping Iron, you would probably, right about this pose, start taking note. Because this is an Arnold pose. Look at the fingers. Everything. Logan, he obviously is hitting this to Arnold's spec. He's hitting it exactly. But, much like the bicep, Logan does not have the back of Arnold. And that's impressive, considering he is a today's athlete and all the advancements and things of that nature. But Arnold, he was the oak for a reason. This one here, you gotta give it to Logan Franklin. He's hitting it better than the oak. Maybe not better than the statue of the oak, which Cedric McMillan, again, they were supposed to be talking about the bodybuilders, like I am right now, but he was telling Arnold, I used to stroke your trophy backstage, talk to it. Hope that the statue would be watching. Something like that. And of course, Arnold thought that was cool. Anything to talk about Arnold. He loved it. But anyway, guys, this is another 1974 for Arnold. He's actually hitting it better here, I think, than in 1975. But still, I would give this one to Logan Franklin as far as the execution of the strike. Here's a straight-up back shot. If you want to compare the backs of these two, you can plainly see that the Austrian oak, far better. Maybe the traps of Logan, maybe the delts, could be matching Arnold. Not beating him, maybe matching. But everywhere else, lat insertions. Christmas tree, are you kidding me? Ho, 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 jingle bells. Look at Arnold. You could put little decorations on that Christmas tree. Then you look at the wheels. Logan Franklin is taking Arnold to school, and that is definitely one thing that you notice about today's athletes. Not only their legs are bigger and probably better, but they're more conditioned, and their display. They display them much better. If Arnold were to whip his quads out, I'm sure they'd be matching size a little bit better. Here's the most muscular. Now, is this from the 75 Olympia? I don't know. It says some Pacific or some symbol back there, but it was in the album from 75. I don't think it is. You can see Arnold's hair looks a little longer. But anyway, Logan Franklin definitely attempting the Arnold Schwarzenegger every single pose. As far as the wheels, he did an outstanding job. Of course, he doesn't have the mass of Arnold. And then, boom, at the end, Arnold always hit this one. I loved it. The audience this was the pre-show. There was not much of an audience for Arnold here on Pumping Iron. And he hit this most muscular shot, and everything went quiet. You could hear the pitchers. You can hear the snaps of the pitchers taking off. Back then, a camera was loud. And you go back in time even farther, and they used to have big explosions for cameras. Boom! But anyway, enough about that. The girth of the delts, the pecs, everything of Arnold. He is a Hostetler stud, and that's the difference between an open-class athlete, men's classic physique division competitor. But then you talk about girth of the wheels, Logan Franklin. Definitely not looking foolish at all in this comparison or in this shot. And like I said, guys, there's no winner. You can't have a winner. Logan was winning in the conditioning and the wheels. Arnold winning just about everywhere else. So what would a judge do? You know what I'm saying, guys. What an outstanding job Logan Franklin did at the Arnold Classic. Perfect job. And I noticed it after the first couple of shots. I said, this is Arnold's routine. Anyway, guys, hit thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and updates on all of the IFBB events. Have a great day.